Welcome to my channel guys, I'm Lewis. This is my POV drive video for the Audi A4 2.0 TFSI. I'm actually on my way back to the office. I just had to find time to film this video and no better timing than right now, as this journey would take me at least half an hour. First off, the seats are really comfy. I was able to find my preferred seating position through the electronic adjustments, and the best thing is that it also has 4-way lumbar support, and the steering wheel in this car is actually very nice to hold. I have a thing for steering wheel with indents at the side here, 9 and 3, because I can keep my hand secured on the steering wheel. Apart from the appearance, I actually like the weight to the steering, and just for your information, you can actually set the weight of the steering through the system. And going on to the visibility of the car, it is actually quite good. Apart from the fact that if you watch my walk around tour, I actually mentioned that the side mirrors are a bit narrow. That is because they want to improve the aerodynamics of the car, that's why it's so narrow. Let me show you around what it looks like. They even cut out a small window at the C pillar, which is very thoughtful, to improve the visibility of the car. Anyway, back to the drive. The steering is actually quite sharp. It has a nice feel to it. And acceleration is decent as well. Oh, the traction control actually kicked in. The powerhouse of this car actually produces 190 horsepower and 320 Newton meter torque. And it has a 0 to 100 km/h sprint time of 7.3 seconds. And all that through a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox. The power delivery of this car is definitely not an issue. It certainly has more than enough power for your daily drive. But I actually have a personal opinion on the S-tronic gearbox. If you guys watch my vlog with this car, on day 1 I actually mentioned that if you are cruising in traffic and you suddenly want to crawl forward, it can get quite jerky in gear 1 and gear 2 under speeds of 20 km/h. I find that quite annoying honestly. And it happens quite frequently. But other than that, if you move above 30 km/h, the gearbox is actually silky smooth. Well, it's a dual clutch after all. So anyway, right off the bat, when you start from standstill, this car is actually very smooth. Apart from the fact that I just told you that it would get quite jerky during a jam. But of course not all the time. It depends whether you are heavy-footed or light-footed as well. So right now I'm actually driving in comfort, which after spending a day with the car, that's probably the only mode I will drive in if I own this car. Unless I'm on a twisty bit of road and I want to go have some fun, probably I'll just put it in the dynamic. But on a normal daily drive use, right, I'll probably just put it into comfort. In comfort mode, the steering weight is decent, something that I'm satisfied about. The suspension is definitely comfortable. I can actually feel the 5-link adaptive suspension come to life when I go through a bump. It definitely works in providing a more smoother and comfy ride. So other than comfort and dynamic mode, you actually get other modes as well, which includes efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, individual. And I guess you guys should know as well, individual mode means that you can customize your own driving dynamics to your own preferred combination, which includes customizing your steering, suspension and your power delivery. You can customize the 3 elements into either comfort, auto, dynamic individually to your own liking. But as I mentioned, I'll just lift this car into comfort as how I like it to be. The driving experience is actually quite nice. Like I said, the steering is quite sharp and direct. The suspension is actually quite comfortable and it can be firm when you want it to be. The power delivery is definitely not a problem, like I just mentioned as well. But of course, everything is not perfect. Apart from the fact that I don't like the S-tronic gearbox during traffic, somehow I think this car would feel much better if it's a rear-wheel drive car. This is a front-wheel drive in case you didn't know. So as I was saying, I actually feel this car would drive much better if it's a rear-wheel drive car. I'm not an engineer, I don't know anything about the car or anything. It is all just based on my opinion, because every time when I turn it into a corner, if I were to accelerate a little more, I feel like there's too much torque going to the front end of the car. I actually don't know how to describe it, but if you were to test drive this car, try to take a corner and just accelerate a bit. Of course, don't go too crazy. You can actually wheel spin the front wheels, because there's too much torque going to the front. And do bear in mind, if you were to drive this car in wet conditions, drive sensibly. Like yesterday, I spent the whole day with the car. I actually drove this car quite a lot yesterday. Like I said, I don't have much time to spend with the car, so I just wanted to learn more about it and spend more time with it. What I found out is that because it rained the whole day, every time I were to step a little more on the accelerator, I actually saw the traction control come on 3 times yesterday. Of course at different hours, but because it rained the whole day, so it was really wet. And I wasn't even in full throttle yet, but possibly it could be due to the tires. There's another thing that I want to note is that the road noise in this car is actually quite loud. I'm not sure whether it's because of the tire condition at this moment, because this being a media car and it has clocked a total of 22,000 km. So some trashing was definitely done, which you could actually easily tell from the bonnet as well, because there's so much stone chips in front. So I just wonder what the road noise would be like if this was a new car with new sets of tires. This car is currently running on Hankook 17 inches on all fours. And the fuel consumption. Now Audi actually claimed that this car has class-leading fuel consumption, and based on my experience, on highway it is very fuel efficient. I have no doubt with that. Most likely due to the 7-speed S-tronic as well as the turbocharged engine. And just for your information, this all-new Audi A4 is actually 120 kg lighter than the predecessor model. So I believe those would actually constitute to the low fuel consumption on highway lah. But in urban driving, the fuel consumption isn't that great. I will include a photo right now to show you guys what the fuel consumption was like on my first day, and I did not trash the car on the first day. This is the fuel consumption that I got. But remember, this is fuel consumption for my city driving because I was caught in quite a few jams yesterday. This is just city driving, there's no highway involved. And VH wise, there's not much to be said. Everything seems to be very quiet, apart from the fact that you can feel slight vibrations from the engine. If you're at a standstill like how am I right now, you can actually feel the engine vibrating. And also the road noise from the tires. But apart from that, like you see that old Mercedes just passed by, I could barely hear it. The sound wasn't too intrusive. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember to check out the description box in case I left out anything. I'll just include everything in the description box down below. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks guys.